Your brand new car still smells like the showroom, barely 40,000 miles on the clock, and then, without a single warning light, the engine dies. Not a flat tire, not a dead battery. The entire engine gone. And the repair bill? Between $8,000 and $14,000. More than some people make in 3 months. Here is what the dealership will never tell you. This was not an accident. This was not bad luck. This was engineered. In 2025 alone, the automotive industry issued more recalls than at any point since 2009. Toyota, GM, Honda, Hyundai, brands that built their entire reputation on reliability, are now spending billions on engines that keep failing. The same engines, over and over again. So what exactly is happening inside these modern engines? Why are cars that are barely 3 years old suffering failures that used to happen only after 200,000 miles? Stay right here, because by the end of this video, you will know exactly what is destroying your engine from the inside out, and more importantly, what you can do right now to stop it. Here's a question nobody asks when they're buying a car. Who is the engine actually designed for? You or a government spreadsheet? Because here is the dirty truth about modern engine design. Since 2020, every major car manufacturer in the world has been racing to hit fuel economy targets so aggressive, so politically driven, that engineers are being forced to make decisions that sacrifice your engine's lifespan for a number on a regulatory form. It's called CAFE, Corporate Average Fuel Economy Standards, and it works like this. If you sell too many fuel-thirsty vehicles, the government penalizes your entire company. We're talking fines in the hundreds of millions of dollars. So what do engineers do? They shrink the engine, they add a turbocharger to fake the power back. They run the engine hotter, leaner, at higher cylinder pressures than any naturally aspirated engine was ever designed to handle. And then, because thin oil flows easier and saves another half a mile per gallon on the test, they fill your engine with lubricant so thin it is barely thicker than water. On a government test drive, it is perfect, beautiful numbers. On your commute in July, stuck in traffic, towing a trailer, it is a slow, invisible catastrophe. GM's 6.2-liter V8, one of the most celebrated truck engines in America, began catastrophically failing. GM's own solution was not to replace parts. Their solution was to tell owners to switch from 0W20 oil to 0W40. Oil twice as thick. They knew. They always knew. They simply waited until the failure pile was too tall to ignore. Pop the hood of your shiny new car. Look past the engine cover, usually plastic. Look past the decorative trim, also plastic. Look at the coolant lines, the intake manifold, the oil delivery components. Plastic, plastic, plastic. Now ask yourself, why is the most critical mechanical system in a vehicle worth $40,000? Held together with the same material as a garden hose? The answer is weight and cost, both of which improve fuel economy on paper, both of which look great in quarterly earnings reports, none of which matter when your engine is running at 230 degrees Fahrenheit on a summer afternoon. Here is what happens. Modern composite plastics are engineered to survive about 5 to 7 years of heat cycling. Not 20 years, not even 10. 5 to 7. After that, the material begins to microfracture, cracks so small you cannot see them with the naked eye until the day you can. Until a coolant hose splits at 70 miles per hour, your temperature gauge spikes in under 3 minutes, and your head gasket is gone. And a blown head gasket? That is not a $200 repair. That is $2,000 to $5,000, or a total engine replacement, all because of a plastic part that cost the manufacturer $4. Let me tell you about the most hated feature in modern automotive history. Auto start-stop technology. Car manufacturers will tell you it saves fuel. It reduces emissions. It is the responsible, eco-friendly choice. And to be completely fair, they are technically right. It saves a measurable amount of fuel. What they will not tell you is what is happening to your engine every single time that system fires. A healthy engine, in a normal driving cycle over its lifetime, experiences roughly 50,000 start events. That is the number engineers built these components to survive. With auto start-stop activated in city traffic, a typical commute in Lagos, London, Los Angeles, or Manila, You are adding 40 to 50 start events every single day. Do the math. You will burn through those 50,000 cycles in a fraction of the time the engine was designed to last. But the number is not even the worst part. The worst part is what happens in the milliseconds between shutdown and restart. When the engine stops, oil pressure drops to zero. The protective film on your bearings, that microscopic layer of lubrication between metal surfaces, begins to drain away almost immediately. When the system fires the engine back up, it does so before that film has time to rebuild. Metal grinding against metal, every single time. This is called a dry start. And in a modern engine using ultra-thin 0W16 or 0W20 oil with almost no cushioning, the damage from each dry start is measurably worse than in any previous generation of engine. You are paying for an eco badge on the manufacturer's brochure with the lifespan of your engine's bearings. Now I need you to think back to 2020, 2021, 2022. The world was shut down. Supply chains were shattered. Semiconductor chips, the components that run nearly every system in a modern vehicle, were almost impossible to source. Factories were either closed or running with skeleton crews of undertrained, overwhelmed workers. And yet, the car manufacturers kept building. They could not afford to stop. The financial pressure was too enormous, so they did what companies do under catastrophic pressure. They cut corners, quietly. Quality control steps that used to take hours were rushed in minutes. Precision components, crankshafts, connecting rods, cam phasers, were sourced from new, unvetted suppliers who had never built to these tolerances before. Metallurgical testing that would have caught microfractures in raw castings was shortened or skipped. Those cars left the factory looking perfect, driving perfectly. Zero issues at the 6-month mark, clean at the 12-month service, still fine at 2 years. And then, somewhere between 60,000 and 100,000 miles, right around the time the warranty expires, the damage that was always there finally reaches critical mass. Bearings fail, oil passages clog, crankshafts crack, engines that should last 200,000 miles are being replaced at 80,000. 2026 is the year of reckoning. The pandemic vehicles are aging out of warranty right now. And the failures are beginning to erupt simultaneously across every major manufacturer, in every market, on every continent. If you own a vehicle built between 2020 and 2023, you are not driving a used car. You are managing a ticking clock. Here's something that will genuinely disturb you. Your engine, right now, even if it has never missed a service, may be running on contaminated oil. Not because of anything you did, because of what happened before the vehicle ever reached the dealership. The NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, has officially documented cases where both Toyota and General Motors acknowledged the presence of metal fragments inside engine oil systems, not caused by wear, not caused by neglect, present from the factory, left behind by the machining process itself. Here is why this happens. A world-class mechanic rebuilding an engine will spend hours, sometimes an entire day, cleaning every oil gallery, every bearing journal, every passage with chemicals, compressed air, and multiple manual inspections, because they know what contamination does. A factory producing 1,200 engines per day does not have that luxury. The cleaning step is automated, quick, and preliminary. Microscopic metal particles, sharp, extremely hard, remain lodged in components that require absolute precision to function. In older engines with wider tolerances and thicker oil, these particles would largely flush through harmlessly. In a modern engine, where tolerances are measured in microns and oil is barely thicker than water, a single metal fragment lodged between a bearing and a crankshaft journal will function exactly like sandpaper, rotating at 3,000 revolutions per minute for tens of thousands of miles, until there is nothing left to grind, and you will feel nothing, no vibration, no noise, until the oil pressure warning light blinks on, usually about 30 seconds before catastrophic failure. So, now you know the real story. The question is, what do you actually do about it? Because here's the reality. You may not be able to choose a different era. You may not be able to buy a different engine, but you can absolutely change the odds. And these 5 steps will make more difference than almost anything else you could do for your vehicle. Step 1. Change your oil twice as often as the manual says. The 10,000-mile oil change interval in your owner's manual is optimized for one thing: getting the car past the warranty period without a claim. That's it. In a modern engine running ultra-thin oil contaminated with factory debris, you need to change oil every 4,000 to 5,000 miles maximum. This is the single cheapest, highest impact maintenance action you can take. Step 2. Disable auto start-stop by any means necessary. If your vehicle has a persistent start-stop disable button, use it every single drive. If it resets each time the car starts, invest in an OBD2 auto cancel module. They cost $30 to $80 and permanently suppress the system. This is not a luxury modification. This is damage prevention. Step 3. Use higher octane fuel in turbocharged engines. High-compression turbocharged engines operating on low-octane fuel will experience pre-ignition, also known as knock. A single severe knock event can crack a piston. Use the fuel grade your engine was engineered for, and when possible, stick to reputable high-volume fuel stations. Step 4. Consider upgrading oil viscosity after warranty. Once your factory warranty expires, strongly consider moving up one viscosity grade. If the manufacturer specifies 0W20, moving to 5W30 creates a meaningfully thicker oil film at operating temperature, the buffer zone that was engineered out of your engine in the name of fuel economy. That buffer could be the difference between 80,000 miles and 200,000. Step 5. Check your VIN for active recalls. Every 90 days. Do not wait for a recall letter. Manufacturers are legally required to notify you, but it can take months. Go to the official government recall portal in your country, in the US, that is nhtsa.gov. Enter your VIN, check it quarterly. A known defect your manufacturer already has a fix for should never be the thing that destroys your engine. The automotive industry changed the rules of this game a long time ago. They stopped selling you durability. They started selling you the illusion of it, packaged inside warranty periods carefully calculated to expire before the failures begin. But now you know. And knowing is the only protection that actually works. If this video just saved you from a 4-figure repair bill, or worse, hit that like button right now. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we go this deep every single week, and click the video on your screen right now, because what we cover next is something every car owner needs to see before their next service appointment. I'll see you there.